Hello, and welcome to Burly Boy Cooking. I'm JR, this is Bogey. Today we're making pizza mac and cheese. Let's go. Alright, so today we're going to be making a pizza mac and cheese. Today I've got my other brother, Luke. He's our cameraman. Luke, wave to the camera. So, our recipe today is divided into 3 steps, 3 easy steps. So step 1. Alright, so after you've washed your hands, gotten them all clean, it's on to the real first step. And the real first step is to cook the pasta. So first, you need to get your pan. Magic. Alright, so now that we have our pan here, we take it and we head over to the water and fill it up to about, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so now that you got the water filled up, to, I'd say about here works. Is this big enough? No, it's not big enough. We can use that. We got our pasta. I got the conchiglie. Conchiglie. You open these up and dump them in. I'm just kidding. I'm an idiot. You dump them in after you started boiling the water. Strainer!
Someone help Jared.
I just like to pre-soak my mac. Step 1 again, fill up the pot.
The pot?
No way. That was a big game. Alright, so now that you got the water again into a pot, you're gonna turn on the heat to high, get it to a boil. So the next step is we're gonna get our seasonings ready while we're waiting. It's not really a step. I lied, it's not a step. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna get our seasonings ready while we're waiting for this water to get to a boil. One thing I forgot to mention. With your water, you get your salt, a lot of it. You want basically salt water. You get your spoon and you just mix it in. You want this to be very salty so that it soaks up into the mac. It's on to the seasoning. So I got my seasoning list right here. I'll have it in the description of the video. Look down there along with the playlist with all the other Burly Boy cooking. For this we need 1.5 tablespoons of oregano. 1 tablespoon of basil. I'm just gonna throw some cumin because I like the way it smells. 1 teaspoon of thyme. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper. And then about 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. All right, now that your water is boiling pretty heavily, you know, steam coming up and everything, setting off fire alarms, you dump all your pasta in. That's a lot of pasta. Now we'll let that cook for a little bit. Your pasta might be bubbling like this. Easy way to do it is just blow on it every once in a while. It's already starting to soften. Water, earth, fire, air. All right, while this is going and boiling and cooking up all this goodness, I don't like to multitask in the kitchen, so I got my assistant over here, Luke. He's grating the mozzarella cheese. It's semi-fresh. It's not really fresh mozzarella. It's made like 2 days ago. So we got mozzarella and a sharp cheddar from my last video, kale cooking video. Click on the card. I need to add a little bit of water to this.
Good.
So I figured out a way to test the mac and cheese. Man, make sure you follow. You basically get it and you just see it didn't stick. It's not ready. So now that you've got it's to about, I got it to an al dente. Be careful, this is the hard part. You pick it up, you dump it in. Ah, nice. Man, look over. All right, after you're done straining them, give them a quick shake, and then you just dump it in.
Missed.
Move this off to the side. This side. Now we're on to step 2. You start with some butter. We're gonna make a roux. Okay. I'm gonna cut off about 2 tablespoons of butter, because I read that on a recipe somewhere. I'm gonna throw the pan onto a low heat, maybe at 2 or 3 on a regular, on this oven, and drop the butter in. And then you get the flour. Now for a roux, you want to go equal parts butter and flour by weight though. So butter weighs a little bit more than flour, so instead of 2 tablespoons of flour, I'm going to do about 2.5. There's 1/2, 1, that's like 1.5, 2. And that's all the flour I'm going to throw in there once this butter's melted. So now we're going to add in the flour. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit lumpy, we're going to mix it all together. You just dump it all in at once and you just stir. So I added just a tiny bit more butter because it didn't look like the right consistency. So maybe my measuring was a bit off. But now it should look something like this. And you just kind of move it around and let it cook till it comes to a blonde color. While we're waiting for that to cook, I'm not going to completely do that, but we're going to measure out a cup of milk just so that we have it ready. We're going to need 4 cups eventually. All right, now that we got it to the proper temperature, we're going to start adding in the milk. I think we're going to do about 4 cups of milk. I'm going to start adding it in slowly. Mix a bit more in. Then you just pour in the next one.
Oh, we put the cheese in.
We gotta let the milk get hot. All right, so that was completely wrong. Don't disregard that whole section. So what we're gonna do now is restart. I watched a video on how to make a very good cheese sauce because I forgot the video that I watched originally. You melt the butter, got 3 tablespoons of butter this time. We got 4.5 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. And then we've got in here 3 cups of milk that we're gonna heat up. So now that we got the butter all the way melted, I'm gonna throw in the flour. Dust it in, and then you whisk it together so that it's all incorporated. I had to add some butter back into this because it wasn't quite right. You want it to look kind of like this. If it doesn't look like this originally, it looks too clumpy, add a little bit more butter. Then on the reverse side, add more flour. So now we slowly add in the milk. I had to put a little bit of elbow grease, mix it together, thickened up the milk. Now I just pour the rest of the milk in and mix the whole thing together. Spill some milk. All right, so it's been about 8 minutes. We let this thing simmer and now it's a thick sauce. The roux really did its job. We got our cheese. We're gonna mix that into our sauce to make it a cheesy sauce. Mix it in, wait until it's all incorporated. Looks all melted to me. And then another 1/2 cup. And this cheese is a mixture of our mozzarella and sharp cheddar. Kind of is a pizza cheese. Another little handful. Dude, this is like thick. Some of our seasonings that we mixed up. I don't add a pizza flavor to it. The grating was not amazing. And then give it a taste every once in a while. Once you think you've got enough mixed in, give it a little.
How's it taste?
That's real good. Yeah, that's really good, isn't it?
Dude, it does taste like pizza. We actually know what we're making. We're actually making something that we said we're gonna make.
All right. Quick. Very quickly, on to the last step. We're gonna combine them. Step 3, combine the pizza sauce and the mac. So, you get this mac, you get the cheese, you get the mac, and you just dump all the cheese on top of the mac. And then you get a big wooden spoon. Oh, I let this sit too long. It's just sticking a bit. All right, this is the pizza mac and cheese. You know what? It's good, but it could use one more thing.
Make it extra cheesy.
Yeah, it's gonna be all
Just like my jokes. Dude.